The phone call that came through to Latrell Mitchell's manager last Tuesday night wasn't just bad news, it was career-ending news, the kind of information that makes your blood run cold and your entire world collapse in an instant. What the NRL Integrity Unit revealed in that conversation has been kept under lock and key, buried so deep that even most officials don't know the full story, but the leaked documents that just surfaced tell a tale so devastating that Latrell Mitchell might never wear a Queensland jersey again, and his entire rugby league career is hanging by the thinnest of threads. Before we dive into this absolutely explosive story that could change rugby league forever, quick favour. If you're loving the content on Unpopular Aussie Opinions, smash that subscribe button. Over 92% of viewers watch without subscribing. It costs nothing, but means the world to us. Did you hit it? Legend. Thanks so much. Now back to the main event. Latrell Mitchell is facing a lifetime ban from state of origin and potentially from rugby league altogether, and the drug testing scandal that's been hidden from the public is finally coming to light in the most dramatic way possible. Picture this. One of the game's biggest stars, a player who's been the face of South Sydney and a crucial part of Queensland's origin success, has allegedly failed not one but two separate drug tests, and according to leaked documents that are now circulating among media insiders, Mitchell has been fighting behind closed doors to save his career while the NRL and the Rabbitohs desperately try to manage a situation that could blow up into the biggest scandal rugby league has seen in decades. We are talking about banned substances, failed B samples, legal teams working overtime, and a cover-up that's kept this entire mess out of the public eye until now. Stick around, because what we're about to reveal will shock you to your core and make you question everything you thought you knew about drug testing protocols in the NRL. Now, let's be absolutely clear about the severity of what we are discussing here. Latrell Mitchell isn't just any player. This is a bloke who's been one of the most talented and marketable stars in rugby league for years. He's dominated at club level with the Roosters and then the Rabbitohs. He's been a crucial part of New South Wales origin teams before switching allegiance to Queensland through his Indigenous heritage, and has represented Australia on the international stage. Mitchell has the kind of talent that comes along once in a generation, the ability to change games single-handedly, and a profile that extends well beyond rugby league into mainstream Australian culture. So when someone of Mitchell's stature allegedly tests positive for banned substances not once but twice, the implications are absolutely massive for the player, the club, the NRL, and the sport as a whole. The first alleged positive test, according to the leaked documents, occurred several months ago during what should have been routine drug testing conducted by the NRL's anti-doping program. Every player in the competition is subject to random testing throughout the season, both in competition and out of competition, and these tests screen for a wide range of prohibited substances including performance-enhancing drugs, recreational drugs, and various other banned compounds. When Mitchell's sample allegedly came back positive, the standard protocol would be to immediately conduct a B sample test, which uses a portion of the original sample that was set aside specifically for this purpose. The B sample is supposed to either confirm or refute the initial positive result, and according to the leaked information, Mitchell's B sample also came back positive, which is absolutely devastating because it eliminates the possibility that the first result was a false positive or a testing error. But here's where this story becomes even more scandalous. Rather than immediately announcing the positive tests and suspending Mitchell pending investigation, as the NRL's own anti-doping policy supposedly requires, the league and South Sydney allegedly entered into secret negotiations with Mitchell's legal team to manage the situation quietly. The leaked documents suggest that Mitchell's representatives have been arguing that the positive tests were the result of contaminated supplements or some other innocent explanation, and that banning one of the game's biggest stars without giving him every possible opportunity to clear his name would be unfair and potentially legally problematic. So instead of transparency and immediate action, we've allegedly had months of behind-the-scenes maneuvering while Mitchell continued playing and the public remained completely in the dark about what was happening. The substance or substances that Mitchell allegedly tested positive for haven't been definitively confirmed in the leaked documents, which refer to them only by classification codes used in anti-doping protocols. However, sources with knowledge of these classification systems suggest that the banned substances fall into categories that could include either performance-enhancing drugs or certain recreational substances that are prohibited in professional sport. The distinction matters enormously because performance-enhancing drug violations typically carry harsher penalties and are viewed more seriously by sporting organizations, while recreational drug positives might result in shorter suspensions and opportunities for rehabilitation rather than career-ending bans. But regardless of which category these substances fall into, 2 positive tests with confirmed B samples is about as serious as it gets in anti-doping enforcement. Social media has been going absolutely mental since rumors of this scandal started circulating, even before the leaked documents provided confirmation. Within hours of the first whispers hitting rugby league forums and social media, Latrell Mitchell's name was trending with thousands of people demanding to know whether the rumours were true. The responses have been predictably divided. Mitchell supporters are arguing that we need to wait for all the facts before rushing to judgment, that there could be legitimate explanations for positive tests, and that the greatest player of his generation deserves the benefit of the doubt until proven guilty beyond any reasonable doubt. His critics, and there are plenty of them given Mitchell's history of on-field controversies and suspensions, are saying this is just the latest example of a player who's never learned to control himself or follow the rules, and that if the allegations are true, he deserves whatever punishment comes his way. The potential lifetime ban from state of origin is particularly significant and represents a separate layer of punishment beyond whatever suspension the NRL might impose. State of origin has its own selection criteria and code of conduct, and serious anti-doping violations are considered grounds for permanent exclusion from representative football. If Mitchell is found guilty of the alleged violations, Queensland would not only lose one of their most talented players for upcoming Origin series, they would lose him forever. No redemption arc, no comeback story, no opportunity to represent his state ever again. For a player like Mitchell, who's spoken passionately about the pride he takes in playing Origin football, a lifetime ban would be absolutely crushing on a personal level beyond just the professional consequences. South Sydney Rabbitohs find themselves in an absolutely nightmarish position if these allegations are confirmed. The club has invested heavily in Mitchell, both financially with his massive contract and culturally by building him up as the face of the organisation. Sponsors who've aligned themselves with the Rabbitohs partly because of Mitchell's star power are going to be demanding answers about what the club knew and when they knew it. If it's proven that Souths were aware of the positive tests and participated in keeping them secret while Mitchell continued playing, the club could face severe penalties from the NRL, including fines, loss of competition points, or even more serious sanctions. The reputational damage alone could be catastrophic for an organisation that's already had to weather various controversies in recent years. What makes this scandal particularly damaging for rugby league is how it undermines public confidence in the sport's anti-doping program. Fans want to believe that the competition is clean, that players are succeeding based on talent and hard work rather than pharmaceutical assistance. When a high-profile player like Latrell Mitchell allegedly tests positive twice and the information is allegedly kept hidden while behind-the-scenes negotiations take place, it suggests that the anti-doping system isn't being applied fairly and consistently. Are there different standards for star players versus fringe squad members? Do clubs and the NRL have too much influence over how positive tests are handled? These are the questions that fans and media are now asking, and the answers are going to have long-term implications for how the sport is perceived. Mitchell's legal team has reportedly been working around the clock to build a defence against the alleged positive tests, exploring every possible avenue to either discredit the test results or provide an innocent explanation for the presence of banned substances. The contaminated supplement defense is commonly used in anti-doping cases, with athletes arguing that they unknowingly consumed banned substances that were present in over-the-counter supplements that weren't properly labeled. If Mitchell's team can prove that scenario, he might face a reduced suspension rather than a full ban, though proving contamination to the satisfaction of anti-doping authorities is notoriously difficult and requires extensive evidence and expert testimony that can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees. The psychological toll on Mitchell during this ordeal must be absolutely crushing. Imagine knowing that your career is hanging in the balance, that every day could be the day when the news becomes public and your reputation is destroyed forever, while still having to show up to training, play matches, and maintain the facade that everything's normal. The stress of living with that kind of uncertainty, combined with the knowledge that your actions might have put everything you've worked for at risk, would break most people. Whether or not you have sympathy for Mitchell given the allegations, you have to acknowledge the intense pressure he's been under while this situation has been playing out in secret. So here we are, staring down the barrel of potentially the biggest drug scandal in modern NRL history as leaked documents reveal that Latrell Mitchell allegedly failed 2 drug tests and has been fighting behind closed doors to save his career while facing a lifetime Origin ban. The truth is still emerging, investigations are ongoing, but the damage has already been done to Mitchell's reputation, to South Sydney's credibility, and to Rugby League's claims of having a robust and transparent anti-doping program that applies equally to all players regardless of their status or marketability.